Hello friends, wild wolves are the most feared invasive species in America. They attack other wild animals and farm animals as well. Damage cannot be accurately calculated. American farmers have joined the government in taking extreme measures to control and deal with this invasive species. Join Mouse Farm in the process of dealing with this dangerous animal. Invasive wild wolves have become an increasingly serious problem in the United States. According to estimates by the United States Department of Agriculture, tracking the significant increase in the number of invasive wild wolves of 2023. There are about 2,500 invasive wild wolves living in 12 U.S. states, including Arizona, California, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, Oregon, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. They have the ability to attack and hunt, affecting many animals in the mountains. According to the USDA research, data shows that invasive wolves eat about 100,000 wild animals each year. Not only at the natural level, but invasive wild wolves are also moving down mountains and attacking cows and sheep farms as well, causing a great loss to the livestock industry. The USDA data indicates that each year, invasive wild wolves cause about $100 million in damage to the U.S. livestock industry, with the majority coming from their destruction of cows and sheep. The most affected areas includes the Pacific Northwest and the West and Northern Midwest, where wild wolves have increased dramatically in recent years. This increase can be explained by the U.S. government's wild wolf protection policy, which has contributed to increasing the number of invasive wild wolves in these areas. Hunting wolves is the primary measure taken to control wolf populations. Wild wolves are nocturnal animals, taking advantages of the darkness to hunt prey most effectively. Hunting coyotes at night provides a better chance of encountering them, while also reducing the likelihood of coyotes becoming aware of human presence. The use of heat lamps is an important factor in hunting coyotes at night. Monocular heat lamps are small in size and easy to carry, while binocular heat lamps have a wide field of view to help hunters observe targets more easily. Binocular heat lamps have long-range visions, suitable for observing targets at a distance. Safety is another important factor that hunters should always pay attention to. Avoiding shooting when there are other people or pets in sight to help prevent unwanted accidents. Additionally, compliance with local hunting regulations also ensures that hunting occurs legally and safely. In many areas of the United States, hunters are equipped to have a valid hunting license to participate in coyote hunting. Wolf hunting competitions in the US often takes place in winter, when wolves are most active. Out of these competitions, the Wyoming Wolf Derby is considered the largest event. This competition is held every year in the state of Wyoming, USA, attracting the attention of hunters from all over the world. Hunting wolves is an effective way to control wolf populations and minimize their encroachment on livestock farms. This helps protect the livestock industry from damage caused by wolves. Placing coyote traps in snow areas is an important measure in controlling coyote populations, especially in winter, snowy environments. To do it correctly and effectively, there are a few things to keep in mind. First of all, choosing the location to place the trap is very important. It needs to be a place with a lot of coyote tracks, such as footprints, droppings, and other signs. In addition, the location needs to have good visibility so hunters can easily observe and track. Preparing a track is also an important step, ensuring that the trap works very well and has no errors. However, this measure also needs to be implemented carefully to avoid negative effects on the ecosystem. It is important to check traps regularly, make sure they are not damaged, and handle trapped coyotes properly according to the law. The number of wolves harvested in a year depends on many factors such as the size of the wolf population, the effectiveness of trapping and hunting regulations. Controlling wolves not only helps protecting people and animals, but also contributes to protecting biodiversity and natural balance. Known for its similar flavor to venison, coyote meat provides high protein and low fat content, making it an important food source for some communities. However, wolf meat consumption is not only a nutritional issue, but also a source of controversy regarding environmental protection and wolf population management. There are opinions that this measure is only a temporary solution, helping to control the wolf population, but could create a wave of unwanted impacts in the ecosystem. For example, reducing wolf populations could lead to increased predation pressure on other animals, affecting the natural balance. According to a 2022 University of Alaska Fairbanks survey, about 10% of Americans have had the experience of eating wolf meat. However, the number of people actually consuming this meat is decreasing, mainly due to increased awareness of the negative consequences of wolf meat consumption on ecosystems and biodiversity. Have you ever eaten this type of meat before? Do you feel the same as me? Please, leave all your concerns and comments down below in the comment section now. And if you enjoyed this video so far, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and let's continue watching the rest of the video. European wild boars sparked a surprising story when they were brought into Canada in the early 1980s, with the hope of opening up a new, unique, and an attractive pork market for tourists. However, this good intention quickly became a dangerous problem when free pigs began to roam the mountains and forests and reproduce at a breakneck speed. According to estimates by the Canadian government, the country's wild boar population has increased from about 100 animals in 1990s to an impressive 1.2 million animals by 2023. Wild boars, being an omnivore, are capable of consuming many different types of foods, from plants, animals, to garbage. This not only poses a threat to the natural environment, but also has become a very heavy problem for the agricultural industry, causing losses of millions of dollars each year. During growing wheat fields, wild boars often invade at night to enjoy the young wheat. The ability to eat tons of wheat in just one night always causes a huge damage to the crop, with Canadian government estimates also talking about this damage reaching up to $100 million per year. To control the wild boar's population, the Canadian government has implemented many measures, including hunting, using traps, and even chemical injections. However, this is not easy and requires strong coordination between stakeholders to face the growing challenge of wild boars populations. Wild boar hunting in Canada to control wild boar populations has become a popular activity since the 1990s. When wild boar populations began to increase rapidly, the Canadian government has issued permits to hunters to reduce the wild boar's numbers and prevent their spread. Hunting in the fields at night has become popular since the 2000s, as wild boars are often active at this time. This method offers many advantages, including being highly effective with an increased likelihood of success, being safer because wild boars are less aggressive during the day, and saving time because they are often concentrated in the field during the day and night. The hunter tells of an adventure in an Alberta wheat field, showcasing the thrill and success of shooting down a wild boar one night. On July 20, 2023, a hunter in Canada hunted a giant wild boar weighing more than 500 kilograms. This wild boar is believed to be the largest ever hunted in Canada. The hunter, Mr. Michael, is an experienced hunter in the province of Saskatchewan. He has been involved in wild boar hunting for many years and has killed many wild boars. This action not only brings joy to hunters but also reduces damage to local crops. With an estimated 100,000 wild boars hunted each year. However, the problem is growing. To control the wild boar population, the Canadian government uses a variety of measures, including trapping, chemical injections, and awareness campaigns. However, the challenge requires close cooperation from many stockholders to achieve positive results and protect the communities and the environment. Door traps are an effective means of collecting wild boars, operating by activating a spring-loaded latch when the wild boar steps inside. The spring latch is designed to collapse the door, making an effective wild boar capture mechanism. First of all, Set traps in locations where wild boars often appear, such as areas where they do live or feed. The bait needs to be placed so that it attracts wild boars from outside to inside the trap. This is usually done using foods that wild boars like, such as corn, potatoes, carrots, and others. To monitor the trap performance, a camera should be installed nearby to check regularly and ensure that the trap is operating properly. When wild boars are detected, the trap will automatically activate and capture them. In areas where there are no wild boars, the trap cage will be moved to another area for trapping. For moving the trap, the large round frame trap cage can be towed across different areas using a car trailer. This cage is large enough to hold many wild boars at once, increasing the possibility of catching many in one time. Transporting it also requires quite a few people to increase safety during the transport process. After moving to a new area or a new location, the trap will be placed permanently on the ground, spreading food to trap wild boars and waiting for them to fall into the trap. This method has proven effective in controlling Canadian feral pig populations. Tens of thousands of wild boars are captured by traps each year, and they can be deployed in many different types of terrains, from crop fields to hard-to-reach areas, such as deep forests. Traps are not only an effective solution, but also a sustainable way to manage and reduce feral pig populations. All these wild boars will be harvested for processing and other purposes. As you know, the wild boar populations are still increasing very rapidly. Even when measures are put in place and implemented, we still urgently need more effective measures to deal with this invasive species. Please share all your opinions down below in the comments section now. Thank you for watching this video until here. For now, allow me to take you to another video to watch. Let's continue watching together. The wild boar, a dangerous invasive species in Florida, are creating serious problems and threatening the stability of farms and communities. Known as the omnivore, they are not picky about their food and are capable of consuming everything from wheat, vegetables, corn, to fruits and even garbage. According to the estimates by the Florida Department of Agriculture, wild boars are creating an estimated $200 million in economic losses for the state's agricultural industry every year. This negative impact comes not only from the crop destruction, but also from digging up the soil and spreading diseases in the agricultural environment. Wild boars not only cause damage to the agriculture industry, but also have a strong impact on the environmental landscape. Their digging behavior destroys ecosystems, degrades soil quality, and pollutes water sources. According to statistics, About 10,000 campuses in Florida suffer damage due to wild boars' destruction every year. Wild boars not only limit their activities to rural areas, but are also invading parks and recreational areas. This creates a security risk for both people and wildlife. In the Everglades, for an example, feral hogs have caused significant damage to wetlands and trails, increasing the risk of collisions with people and other animals. The current situation had Florida residents concerned about the consequences of the presence of wild boars. The continuation of this situation not only poses challenges for the agricultural sector and the environment, but also creates potential risks to the security and safety of communities. Thus, this requires close cooperation between authorities and communities to find scientific and effective solutions to control and reduce the impact of wild boars. One of the most commonly used wild boar population management methods is helicopter hunting, a method performed by professional hunters licensed by the Florida Department of Natural Resources Conservation, referred to as the FWC. The hunting process takes place when helicopters fly low over areas where wild boars often appear to search for food. Hunters, certified by the FWC, sit in helicopters and use scopes to identify and shoot wild boars using hunting equipment. This method offers many advantages, such as the ability to reach hard-to-reach areas, being able to shoot multiple animals at once, and being effective in controlling wild boars populations. However, the high cost and the potential danger to hunters and wildlife are disadvantages to consider. This method is often practiced in agricultural areas, such as wheat, corn, and vegetable fields, where wild boars' densities are high, creating favorable conditions for defeating them. Helicopter hunters will use lead bullets to hunt wild boars. Lead bullets have good penetrating abilities, helping to defeat wild boars quickly and effectively. Each hunt can yield 20 to 30 wild boars, depending on the density of wild boars in the area. This poses certain challenges and requires care to ensure safety and effectiveness. Safety always comes first, and hunters need to follow the rules, which include wearing a seatbelt, not standing up while the helicopter is in flight, and following the pilot's instructions. Helicopter hunting of wild boars is not only an effective population control method, but also an exciting challenge with professionalism and special attention to safety. This method makes a positive contribution to the efforts of protecting the agriculture and habitats from the negative impacts of wild boars. Hunting wild boars at night is also one of the methods used by Florida residents to deal with invasive wild boars populations. This requires careful preparation and exceptional hunting skills to face the challenge of hunting in low light conditions. Before starting, hunters need to be fully equipped with tools and equipment, including hunting equipment, flashlights, headlights, and other equipment. At the same time, they need to learn night hunting skills, including how to use flashlights and headlights effectively, as well as accurate shooting techniques in low light conditions. The procedure involves arriving at the hunting area at night, using a flashlight or headlamp to illuminate the target. Once the location is determined, the hunter will shoot down the wild boar using hunting tools. Good observation is important to detect wild boars in low light conditions. Using hunting aids or joining a group is very important. Teammates can support each other during the hunt. Hunting wild boars at night has many advantages. It makes it easier for hunters to find and kill the wild boars, especially when they are active at night. According to the Florida Department of Natural Resources Conservation, the FWC, wild boars numbers have decreased by about 20% since 2015, partly due to nighttime hunting methods. Hunting is still one of the best ways to deal with invasive wild boar populations. Other measures need to be put in place to minimize the danger to those involved.
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.